The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Turn your hat around, put this on. Let's go.
Oh, it sounds like Get Smart.
Tommy. Check it. Check.
I like
Well,
this
here we
song.
are. It's the end of the night.
Yeah.
We had a little party.
Yeah, and people showed up, man.
Couple.
Yeah, it was great.
Some good friends.
Chrissy's fucked up on the drums.
New friends. Yeah, Tina.
New friends this year.
And
Wait,
Tommy.
what's going on?
And Tommy?
Yeah.
Are you guys leaving? Wait,
No.
Tommy, you gotta tell us about what the
gotta tell us
Amityville
your
horror
story.
story, real quick.
Please.
Come on,
Yeah,
just tell
no.
us real quick, man.
Please.
We don't want to put you on the spot. You don't have to, but
We
okay.
actually have a person connected to
Yes.
the Amityville horror.
Well, maybe if he doesn't want to tell it, we could do the best we
You want to
can.
wear a mask, or I can blur your face out? He doesn't want to do it.
Well, he doesn't want to do it. Don't force him. You know, it's okay. I understand.
Come on, he was willing to tell us before.
Well, yeah, but that's just...
You can be on camera. You can just
Tommy.
take a mic.
Dude, it's his family name, too.
It was very interesting.
No, we're all
The
friends
name?
here. Come on, man.
Dude,
reasons.
do it. I'm telling you.
Come on, we're all drinking here.
Tell it.
Cheers.
Chrissy, I got to teach you this. No means no. And with the girls, too.
Come on, let's grab a highball.
Shut up. What did you say?
Yeah, come on, Tommy.
Tommy.
Oh, he doesn't know much about it.
Yes, you got the name.
But it was, what was it, DeFeo?
Yeah.
DeFeo. He's related to DeFeo from the Amityville horror. Actually, I didn't buy that whole story, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it was a
What, the
hoax.
Amityville?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
You
of
got to
the,
admit, though, that is a scary-ass
original-
looking house.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. What he said about the guy that killed the family, the original guy.
Right.
He was on angel dust.
Oh, really?
That makes sense.
That makes
Well, it makes sense, but it doesn't mean he pulled the trigger. It really doesn't.
What?
Right. Hey, you know what, guys out there?
What do you mean by
Don't
that?
do angel dust.
I never did, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know, but
Never did angel dust.
I'm trying to say, if you do angel dust, you can do some weird shit.
Dude, I remember when I was a kid, we used to go to...
You might think you're hearing demons.
That's called
When you were a
schizophrenia.
kid,
That's
what?
called schizosyphilia.
You were never a kid.
I was never a kid. I'm just a Toys R Us kid. I don't want to grow up.
Christy's got schizophobia.
Don't worry. Don't worry. He hasn't
New
grown up.
diagnosis.
Tony, I hear things.
There you have it. I'm accurate in my diagnosis.
So we got Tina here.
Who's Tina here?
Who's this?
Tina, tell us a ghost story, Tina. You know you have one.
Tina, if you want
You
to
have
sit
any
over
ghost stories? Into
Well,
the
no,
mic.
talking to the mic.
Into the
Tina?
mic.
Tina?
Tina.
Tina?
Tina, you have to talk
Talking to the mic.
Yeah, tell the story.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And if you want,
No,
you
that's
can
cool.
direct it over now.
Guys,
great.
everybody
Doing great.
that's...
There you go.
There you go.
Look at
Yes,
her.
Tina.
Taking over.
Now, as
There
you
you
were,
go.
explain the story from the beginning. Go ahead.
got a big
Look at her.
girl
She's
pants
got to do
on.
the hair.
Yeah. You gotta do the hair.
Tell us the
From
story.
Brooklyn.
We live Nanticoke Street.
No, you gotta talk into the mic, honey.
And let me tell you.
Into
our
it.
big-
No, you gotta talk into the mic, honey.
And let me tell you.
Into it.
We lived on Nanticoke Street in Baltimore.
Okay.
Okay.
And then our basement door would open up by itself all
Okay.
the time.
What do you think that
And
was?
my dog would not cross it.
Okay, so the dogs are supposedly very attuned with these kind of things.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Is it certain that there was no breeze that the basement was making the... Okay, we know that
You have to
know,
turn the knob
Oh,
for
shit.
the door to open.
Holy shit. That's a powerful. That's a powerful entity.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, how old was the house?
so it wasn't.
Well, in Baltimore we have row houses, so I have no
Okay.
idea.
Right.
Hard to say.
Right.
So, wow.
I don't know.
But it doesn't even really matter the structure. It could be the land or even just the area.
Yeah. So now, Tina, how long did this last? How long did it last?
We lived there for a couple of years, and then we moved
Wow.
out. So
Really?
Anything else strange happen, or was it just the door?
everything. That's the weirdest house we ever.
Tell us another one.
Everything?
Yeah.
What else?
Wow.
Really something that scared the shit out of you.
But Tony says I'm not afraid of no ghosts.
I'm not scared of ghosts.
I'm not
You're not
afraid
scared of
I
them?
talk to them.
Did you call
Good.
Ghostbusters?
What?
Did you
I am
call
the Ghostbuster.
Chrissy,
She's
let her
the
talk.
Ghostbuster.
I am the Ghostbuster.
All right. This chick is toast.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, like I feel things all the time. Like what time? In the house we live in now. One night I'm sleeping, and I had to sleep like crossways with my feet off the bed, and
why's that?
I need my
Yeah, I
feet
caught that.
off the bed. I need my feet cold.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Be
And
cold.
then I'm telling you, one night I just felt this. Someone put their hand on me.
Oh no.
And you know what I do?
What?
I just yelled up, like, leave me the freaking alone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go away. And in my old house, the townhouse.
That's amazing that you reacted like that.
This
Because
was
when
still-
people are scared, that's what gives them the power.
This was still in Baltimore,
Go ahead.
I'm from Baltimore, yeah.
No, this
but
is
it's
not-
still
no,
up there.
house
The one
here.
you're talking
No,
about
that's
now.
the one here.
This is
The
down
one
here.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when I
You think
lived
he
in
followed you from Baltimore?
well,
What?
our old townhouse, they said like a kid died in the house or something.
Hello? Hello?
Okay.
And we had
there you
two
go.
walk-in closets.
There you go.
Wow.
And we will always hear crap in there.
Really?
And I would like yell at them, like, go away.
Oh, you're awesome.
I'm tired. I want to go to sleep.
What are you waiting for, huh?
You go, girl. You go, girl.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
I get scared of
She
you.
ain't no afraid of no ghost.
Mother hush bucket.
Yeah, see, if they're not scared of them, then that's what.
awesome. No, really.
I hear though that if you do the exact opposite, if you give them the F word or you tell them to get the or whatever, then they really go, because then they know
Well-
that you're pissed and they feed off of that negative shit. you
Yeah,
know?
but you gotta let them know that who you are.
Yeah, you're like, hey, look, whatever, just get out of my shit. You're here, I'm here. Just.
Yeah, but you know what? It's so funny is that things disappear in our house, and then they reappear.
Oh, so they okay.
Story of my life.
So let me ask you this: if they disappear, it's not like is it? When you say disappear, it misses from its location for a little while, maybe a couple hours or a couple days, but it comes back.
Yeah, you can ask Tommy.
Yeah.
So you
Tommy
see-
will
Really?
come see you.
Well, Tommy, he'll be.
There's Tommy.
Oh, here he goes.
There he is. Tommy.
Now.
There's Tommy boy.
So, Tina,
So
here's another
in
question.
your house now, that's
Miss
still
Tina.
going on.
So,
You ever worked
so-
with a Ouija board?
oh God, don't do
I
that.
have never.
Don't do
touched-
that.
I'm
Okay.
scared.
Well, that's good.
That's
No.
one
I'm
thing
just
I am scared to
curious.
do.
Hey, where'd this come from? I found it. Where? Closet.
Tina, I wanted to ask you: is there any items that, like you said, would go missing and then they would reappear? Was there any like typical ones that would reoccur, like a spatula or maybe like what would they take the dishes or like what would? Give me an example.
His wallet. We couldn't find his wallet.
His wallet.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
so,
that's right. That's right.
So
You're
they're
right.
crooks.
You're right. You're right. Because he called me one day and he couldn't find the wallet.
And then my glasses fell behind the couch. How they fell behind the couch?
Against the wall.
Next to the wall.
So you got a blind broke guy.
And then I had to move the couch out to find my glasses. And there's his wallet.
Wow. Yeah, he
Behind the
was-
couch.
I'm telling you, they must have followed you from Baltimore.
No, Chrissy, that's not what we're talking.
Oh, and our candles in the hallway,
Candles?
right there. They would just like flip over or fall off the candle holders or whatever.
There's three
They
arch
just-
candles in our front door,
Okay.
Really?
right? And then I would ask her, hey, did you move the candles? And she goes, no, did you do that? I keep thinking that's you or me.
I would ask him, did you
listen.
move them?
Hand me that candle, will you? Put the candle back.
So on the front door, when you come into our house, we have
The three
a memorandum
big candle
of my
holders.
dad.
Okay.
Okay.
We have our mother's ashes,
Okay.
Oh.
our brother's
And my
ashes
brother's ashes.
Okay.
on that curium right there.
Oh,
walk in
so
the
that's an important
There's a lot of
fact.
spirits going on
So-
there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they're good
So when you
spirits.
walk in
Yes,
the house,
correct.
Good, like a good aura.
it's like right there.
Yeah.
Well, they look at that as like a shrine of a right.
Yeah.
Right.
So the candles
Wow.
were flipping back and forth.
What do you mean back and forth? They inverted? Really?
Put the candle back.
Three different
Wow.
Really?
Besides,
Really, Tommy? Really?
Yes.
So they would flip.
I swear.
I asked her. and she
That's
asked me.
fucked up.
I would
over.
ask him.
They
He
would
would
flip
ask
over,
me.
they would go back, and they would flip over, and I'm like, why the fuck you keep messing with the candles?
Dude.
She's like, I'm not. I thought you were doing it.
No way.
And I'm like, I don't know. So
See?
we're talking about that. We're sitting on the couch.
See, no.
All right, listen. We're talking about that sitting on the couch.
Okay, go ahead.
We have a flashlight that you use to like open the door. You know,
Right.
so the flashlight's on the end of your key.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're talking about it, and I say, Tina, look over there. He's like, what? Look, the fucking flashlight's on.
No way.
Yes.
She's like, are you serious?
So
I said,
where?
look over there.
Dude, how
And
you
the
guys sleep in the house?
flashlight's on.
Where?
And it starts flickering.
Really?
That's their
And they're just,
energy.
and I say, look, they're just telling us that they're fucking here, fucking with us.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about it right now. And it was sitting on the key rack at the door.
And there's nobody near it, and it's flickering on and off.
Flickering on and off. None of us touched it, anything.
Wow.
Flicking on and off just because we're talking about it.
That
We're
is
talking about
really.
the candles.
Wow.
I'm like, look,
I
and then it
think
stayed
it's
on.
Spears, though. It's
And then it
good
went off,
Spears.
stayed on, went off. I got up and went and looked at it. I'm like, that's fucked up. Can't hit.
Wow, that's awesome.
It wasn't even on.
Everybody wants to assume that it's your past relative or your, but don't be so sure. You never do know. We all want to believe, oh, it's mom saying hi, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Right,
But you start doing these Ouija board shits and everything, and you don't know what to. Yeah.
Well, you know what I do? I always say, like, if I feel like a bad spirit in the house,
Yeah.
I always say, listen, if you're a bad spirit, go the hell away.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
If you're
Right.
a good spirit, stay as long as you want.
That's cool.
That's what I tell them.
Wow.
You just tell them I got a friend named Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, he's gonna come and kick your butt.
I got a good story for you.
Go ahead,
Okay,
come
go
on.
ahead.
Hey, give him a mic. Give him
Listen,
something.
There he comes.
There he comes. There's Tommy boy. All
Listen, I got a good story for you.
right, Tina, can
Now
you
we
hear
gotta
us?
move the mic.
Now we
Look
got-
at her. She's like a roadie.
She's cold.
Listen,
Tommy and Tina here.
She ain't afraid nothing. She's
They're
ready to
from,
rock and roll. She
Okay,
got a big girl pants
go ahead,
on.
Tommy. You got the floor.
Yeah, Tommy. Tommy, you want to look
My
at the
wife
camera?
had a friend, Bones.
Okay.
Older man.
Oh, all right.
He was a heavy set guy. And he took a liking to Tina because she's a bartender. So she paid attention to him and everything. So she's like, hey, this guy's got nowhere to go. Can he come over for the holidays, whatever? I didn't know him from Adam.
You're a nice
So she's
person,
like,
Tina.
hey, it's just-
Absolutely.
I was like, whatever, you know, do a good deed.
That's what the holidays are about,
Yeah,
right?
he's a super nice guy. And,
Okay.
he just admired everything about Tina like it was his daughter or whatever.
Right.
And he told her, you know, everything going on with
this is
with his
gonna
own
take
family and all this.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he passed away. His wife, that was estranged, came down because he had a condo here in Margate.
Okay.
And then, like all of a sudden, she came out of the blue. Never seen her in years. They didn't get along. But, you know, they still stayed married. He said he owned a bunch of houses. He actually was, what the hell was he? He was a mason.
Amazing.
Yeah, he was a mason. Guy has crazy stories.
Okay.
He worked for Chevrolet GM for many years.
Okay.
Okay.
And so he took a liking to Tina, and he happened to pass away. And Tina went to go visit him at the hospital. She was there with a friend. And the wife's coming up to her, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you sign this? And Tina's like, you really did that? And I go, you didn't read it or anything? I go, you don't even know what the hell you just signed. And they weren't thinking at the time.
Okay.
And so whatever, I'm like, listen, you know, not that anything that he wouldn't leave you anything, but the guy had money.
Oh, yeah?
And he loved you like a daughter. He would leave you something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this just can't be possible. Where,
Alright.
where, you know, all of a sudden the wife came and there was no money, nothing left.
Of course. All the
He said
cuckolds.
like a year before, I went back home to change my, yeah, he goes, I went to change my will, and I took my stepdaughters out.
Oh, a bunch of dirty vultures just waiting to get your hands on my money.
And all this, and then she got super mad.
Right.
So I think she did something to change the will at the last minute.
Right.
And these guys, her and her friend, not thinking, they signed something at that day when he was passing away. That weekend, close to it, we went away, and she's like, "Oh, you know what? I feel so bad that the guy passed away. I don't know the papers that I signed, whatever." So me and my son, he was like 12,
Okay.
sitting on the end of the bed in the hotel. And
Oh boy.
and we're sitting in there, and I got up, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, there's money on the fucking bed right there.
No way.
No way.
That money there? She goes, no. I had swimming trunks on. I had no pockets. And I know my son didn't put it there. And I go, put it there? And Jayden's like, no. I'm like, this is Bones telling you that he left you money, and it's sitting right there on the bed. And if I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it. And I'm like, that is so
How much was it?
Even if it's $1, that's incredible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Was it
The
a lot of
lady,
money?
listen, if you
Oh,
go to a
$1.
hotel,
That's
that
the
lady
point.
made the bed. There's
No,
no
I get
way
it.
that anybody's gonna leave money right on top
Right,
of the bed after
right,
it's all
right.
pristine done. And when we sat there, there was nothing there. We
Yeah, the
stand
maid's
up,
not going to tip herself, right?
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I'm like, there was no way that somebody's gonna leave money behind.
That's
And
a
I'm like,
sign
that's
there.
fucking weird.
Wow.
Come on!
And I was
You
like,
got
Tina,
some
this
spirits
is
going
Bones
on in
telling
you,
you
man.
that he
Yeah.
left you money or something.
Yeah.
All right,
You're from Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Okay.
And you met down here?
Yes.
Okay, so when you were there at Amityville, right?
Amityville. Oh, that's
Right.
another story.
He's going to get it out of you, Tommy.
All right, so he's got
He's going to get it out of you.
he's got some issues too. This guy, he's
Yeah.
got some shit following
Well,
him.
if you don't want to talk about that,
Yeah, I get it.
You
No,
know,
it's
Tommy.
cool. No, don't
Yeah.
Mark.
I mean, you know, don't force me. That's
No,
his
no,
family,
no, no,
that's
no.
his
I'm just
family
saying,
name.
he
There's a
spoke with
reason.
this earlier. You don't have to go
If you're
now.
too scared,
But
it's cool.
it's really interesting stories.
Tommy,
Yeah,
Mikey
These guys-
McPeer president.
Hey, Tommy,
They're really interesting.
Don't
Listen, I don't know the whole story.
Okay.
But
You're a good
late.
storyteller.
I'm gonna start from the beginning.
Okay, go
Well,
ahead.
thank you.
So
Okay.
when
Tina,
when
would you like to sit in the hammock?
listen, my last name is DeFeo.
Okay.
So
All right.
it's
Get
affiliated
in the
with
mic. Get into
it's
the mic.
affiliated with the Amityville Harder,
Okay, go ahead.
right? So when I was a kid, they were at all these movies and type stuff.
Right.
So that's kids were asking me at school, "Hey, our last name is DeFeo. This big movie came out. Oh, is that your family?" They always told us, "Nah, no."
Okay.
But as I got older, I said, "Dad, what's the deal with that thing?" And he goes, "Listen, the guy was your grandfather's cousin,
Oh, wow.
first cousin."
Wow.
And he said, there's no truth to that story because they made it and fabricated up. Like there was a giant haunting there.
Right.
And so I don't know where they did it. Maybe the second people who moved into the house, so on and so forth. So there's a big story behind it. I guess the kid, as he got older, was the son, which they said Frank DeFeo, which they said slaughtered the whole entire family.
Yeah.
They said he slaughtered the whole family.
In the home.
So
Okay.
in the house,
Yeah.
the shotgun killed everybody. Said that it was the sister's idea. He says she did it.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, wait, he said she did it or she told him to do it?
he said that she did it.
There was evidence found on Dawn's body that suggests she may have fired a gun that night. Ronnie claimed that the plan was just to kill their parents. But Dawn had gone crazy and started shooting the kids. Ronnie tried to get the gun off her, killed her by mistake.
Yeah, well,
This
he
is
did on her.
this is a whole story.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
I believe him.
I don't know. No, I don't believe he even. That's what they say afterwards. But I don't even know if he even knows what the story is.
Right.
So it goes on. I seen sequel, scary people that I've never seen before. So it actually went through the story verbatim, and it showed how the life that he lived. So the kid was kind of an outcast.
Okay. That's what
And
usually happens.
and the father really didn't want to have anything to do with him. He didn't want to, he wanted him to take over the family business, which they own car dealerships
Right.
up there. And,
Yeah, but this show put on a new perspective, a different outlook on what
well, I mean,
all these years have been.
It's just that he went to jail. He did it. That was it. That was the only person that could have did it. Nobody else.
Okay.
But as I saw the special, and I never knew anything about it because the family never wanted to let anything out about it.
Sure, of
so
course
I was watching
not.
it, and it took a whole new perspective because they just said, the kid was an outcast. He was on drugs. He did it. no matter what, he wasn't. The
Doesn't
father
mean he
wasn't
pulled
fond
the
of
trigger.
it.
Right.
Well, that's how they do
So
it.
why would he? If you're mad at your father, or regardless, you're gonna kill all your siblings and your mother and everybody?
Right.
It kind of doesn't make any
Yeah, it
sense.
doesn't make sense at all. You're right.
It doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, and then they
And then
show
what
you,
about the physical evidence? He didn't.
Yeah,
he
they
didn't
show you so many things, through the movie.
Yeah.
That it kind of makes people believe, oh, one thing, this is what happened. It was haunted, and this, that, and the other happened, and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
They did so many specials and everything on it. And I guess the fact of the matter is that it takes it to a new perspective because it says that he was out drinking at the bar. He came to the realization, he came home, and he found the whole family slaughtered.
Oh, that's the story.
That's the story. And
Okay.
he runs from there, no car, gets on foot, runs back to the bar where he came from, and he goes, "Oh my God, you can't believe what happened.
Well, that's
the
his
whole
alibi.
family slaughtered." I don't know what the hell happened.
After horrifically murdering his own family, Butch took a bath, got dressed for work, and eventually reported the murder, claiming he discovered the grisly scene after arriving home from his job.
Then I guess you get the police and everything come. So when the police and everything come, they find all the physical evidence which they never showed before.
Right.
They showed the Winchester. They showed where the bullets were. Father had a gun. All this stuff. They didn't find no fingerprints on there.
Right.
They didn't find no blood trail.
Wow, and he probably would have had powder burns. They didn't find that
They
either.
didn't find any powder of the gun actually shot.
Oh, but wait, he's on angel dust and he drinks and he's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he did
he's
it.
guilty.
Well, let's make a movie out of it.
Yeah,
I mean, the
let's make a
sister
movie.
could have had a Lizzie Borden moment,
Yeah,
for Christ's sake, and
exactly.
fucking did.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
it's just all pushed under the table.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
doesn't
it.
necessarily make it fucking so. You know,
So
right?
It looks like,
Wow,
it could be
what
that
an
he could-
interesting-
I mean, he could have got, I don't know. I mean, it could have happened, but in the fact that no one ever knows the real truth because he's the only one living.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just,
Yeah.
but he does have a serious mental state, that's for sure.
Well,
So-
yeah.
But I mean,
that doesn't work in his advantage.
Being
for
behind bars for so many years
Yeah.
would break anybody. So you'll say by that time you'll say anything. Say I'm guilty. What the hell?
Right.
So
They make
basic-
you believe that.
Right. So basically, you're saying that the movie, it's not really the true story.
No, the movie's not the
Well,
true
that's what I'm
story. It's a
saying.
fabrication of
No,
all
I
the.
get it.
Well, it's a
haunting.
separate point in fact
Right.
at all. The movie's about the haunting of the house and
Right.
what he was driven to by, the,
Right.
Yeah, by
and
entities
and
and all
that's
that
got
stuff.
too much Hollywood. This is
That's the real story.
this
That's
is
the
more
real-
more than that
that's what I'm
circumstantial
saying.
Hollywood shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
what I'm
and then
saying.
it kind of makes you believe, hey, you can believe one way, hey, he killed everybody, he was crazy.
Right.
Or on the other hand, you can look at the evidence and say, wow, I don't know, maybe he
Right?
didn't do it.
Maybe he didn't do it.
Maybe he
When
didn't.
we watch the scary people on the DVR thingy.
That's a hell of a story, Tommy.
Through my whole life, I had bits and pieces of the story. I actually seen the last one, and it was kind of interesting. I was like, wow,
Yeah, but
maybe he didn't do it.
That's the one with Mark Wahlberg.
I'm Donnie Wahlberg.
Look at it this way: after all the years, the '70s, '80s, we've all remember this thing. Now they have a show where they can look at it from a different perspective. That's why they open cold cases and shit.
yeah.
They look at it with a new light, and
Yeah.
then they find out shit
Yeah.
that
I mean-
wow, and this is what it is. Sometimes you got to bend over and look at it with your good eye.
Yeah. You never know.
Sorry, but that's
Hey, I'll tell you what, you guys got some cool stories going on here.
It's Halloween.
Ah,
It's a full moon, man.
No, but I'm
he's like,
saying.
he's almost like
No,
I paid to do
I
this.
love Halloween. Halloween's the favorite. Tina, Tom, I'm glad you guys came on.
Tina and Tommy.
Yeah, thanks for
Glad
sharing
we
that.
could add
Happy Halloween.
Happy
Good
Halloween.
evening to you.
Nice meeting you.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Don't forget to hit that button.
Do the monster mash. Do the monster mash on the public.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you
Happy
guys.
Halloween.
Get a lot of candy so you can go to the dentist.
Be careful out there. There's a lot of crazies.
Yeah.
Spooky wookie.
What's wrong with Dracula? He's losing his monster power. So is Frankenstein. Quick, into the Monsterizer.
You can activate the Monsterizer, batteries not included, and imagine you're restoring monster power to Frankenstein. Figures sold separately. You crank him into the chamber. It closes automatically.
Activate the Monsterizer. I feel like a new monster.
The Monsterizer comes complete as shown. Frankenstein and Dracula figures are sold separately. New from Remco.
When my grandfather got sick, It was the only thing that got him through the day. I know it was illegal, but it really helped.
There's a wonder drug that can take the place of food, make the coward brave, the silent eloquent, and render the sufferer insensitive to pain. 500,000 citizens are arrested each year for simple possession. During the next election, end the prohibition, vote yes on Proposition 208, and legalize medical cocaine.
Ah, one more thing.
Now,
take a shot.
All right, one more thing before we
got
say goodnight. There's another realm out there, people.
Yeah.
There's another side to this existence, this reality, this place we call life. And we have a special guest with us tonight who's been there. He's going to tell us a little bit about
Got
it.
a very interesting theory. Yeah.
Can I say your name?
Pat.
Yeah, my name is
It's Pat.
Patrick.
Patrick.
All right, so I have a theory about dimethyltryptamine. First, I'd like to thank Joe Rogan for talking about it and waking me up to it, because the only thing I ever heard about it was on the director's cut of Woodstock, where there's a dude out back,
really?
the bus is doing yoga,
Wow.
and he's like, you know, when you take a big hit of DMT, I'm like, what's DMT?
The Kundalini nerve, it's called the nerve of awareness. You can't dissect it. It's a current that runs up the center of your spine. I don't know if any of you have ever sat down and crossed your legs and smoked DMT and watched what happens, but what happens to me is this big thing goes up my spine and flashes in my brain, right?
Anyways.
This was from Woodstock? That's how far it goes
The
back?
director's cut, yeah.
What
it's on
is
there.
DMT?
It's dimethyltryptamine. I
how
can't
do
explain it because I'm not a
where do you
scientist.
get it?
DMT is a substance that's produced naturally in a variety of plants and animals, including humans. The functions of naturally produced DMT are unclear, but DMT is also a potent psychoactive drug known for its ability to produce intense but relatively short-lived hallucinations and psychedelic experiences.
Well, you extract it from root bark, from the Mimosus hostilis.
Where did you,
So
where did you
anyways,
find that? Because you've done
I don't
this.
want to talk about all that.
All right.
And
I'm just
not gonna
curious.
answer
Those are
any
the questions I
questions
have.
about it because nobody here has ever done it. So,
All right, so it's a root.
yeah. But
Okay.
You're already ruined it.
Oh.
No questions because you've never done it. If you did it, then I could answer. I'm not going to talk about
Well,
being
I'm trying to-
high or anything like that. I'm going to
Okay.
tell you my theory behind this. Because Terrence McKenna talked about the fact that if you could bring something back from the DMT realm, you could change the world. And I thought about that.
Okay.
You know, it's crazy. And you hear Joe Rogan say, well, if what I'm seeing is really real, or if it's just my mind doing it, I think it's absolutely real. I think that I've interacted with beings in a different dimension. So
You were speaking about research that's being done on dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
What happens with DMT is that it alters the receiver wavelength of the brain, and that it allows us to gain access to other realities, that these encounters are not unreal, that they're real, but they're real on a level that we can't experience in a day-to-day state of consciousness. DMT opens up literally a parallel world, and there's a nexus here with quantum physics. You're in there, you're plunged into a parallel reality. It's so confusing, you hardly know what's going on, and then you're out again. But you come out with a feeling that something's been downloaded to you.
So my theory goes like this, and I'll use analogies to make it come to life. Now, you think about the ocean. The ocean's alive, but it's not actually alive. It's just salt water. It's what lives in it that's alive. So you think about it
too.
like that.
Salt water's brutal.
Think about our star, our sun. It's not alive. It's just light. But what lives in the light, in the spectrum, is absolutely alive. So I believe that there's another dimension that's absolutely real, but there's a lack of light. There's no stars. So I think that every eyeball on Earth is a mini black hole that takes in light to the other dimension.
You just blew my mind.
I believe that if you take a little hit of DMT, your entire life, light goes through your eyes into the other dimension. So when you smoke a little DMT, it starts to slow down. The light slows down to the point where it's almost a still tide. But if you take one more hit, and you break through. They call it breaking through. I think now it's more releasing them. That you have a light reversal. So now, if you're a fighter, or if you're already punched in your head, you know when you get hit, you see a flash of light. So I believe that when you do DMT, there's a light reversal. So light no longer goes in your eyes into the other dimension. It actually comes back through your eyes and shines on the back of your optic nerve, and you can see something from that. I've actually interacted with a female on the other side, and I believe that dimethyltryptamine triggers something inside your brain that allows a light reversal, and they are absolutely real.
Are you saying, what is it, the pineal gland?
Yeah, and
opens up and makes you see things?
Have you ever been punched or kicked in your head? You see a flash of light.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. There's something inside your brain or in your eye that only allows light to go through. From the time you're a baby and you open your eyes, it just goes through. But when you take dimethyltryptamine, it starts to slow down. And when you get to the point where they call it breaking through, I think it's a light reversal. Now the light from the other dimension is shining on the back of your optic nerve, and you're seeing those things in there. And I'm so convinced of it that I think that I would actually sacrifice one of my eyes to, if my theory is correct, you could take fiber optics or something and insert it into the eye and blast somebody off and actually capture that light and project it into our reality. I really think that, because I'm telling you, if nobody here has done DMT, but it is so amazing, not just the feeling, but what you see. And I believe that in the other dimension, there's a lack of light, because there's no, a lack of light, no stars. And I think that they feed off of
Did you say
that
someone
light.
tried to kick you out of there?
Well, see, I didn't want to talk about this, but the first time that I blasted off, they actually locked me in a cell made of green light, and that's the first time I felt that there was something there. I couldn't hear anything, I could just feel them, and they were shaming me like I was dirty, didn't belong there. And in my mind, I stood up, and I was like, it started going away, and I was like, I want to thank you for my life. And a human hand, 5 fingers, stretched the light down and shook my hand, and that jail cell of green light fell out, and I was hovering over. I seen a metropolitan city, green, like the Emerald City, and then I was floating down. It gets a little crazy because it was really high, and there was things there that I couldn't explain. And right in the center of my trip, there was a little thing, the Google thing that spins when you're loading a video.
Disc, yeah.
That was there. It was gold. It was squished, and the top was turned to the left. It was going real fast. And at that moment, I realized what I was seeing was a projection, and that's where this theory started to come to pass.
Wow.
And I thought about it, but that was the only time I seen the Emerald City. Every time after that, I've done it a few times, they always bring me right, I call it the ship. Geometric patterns, everything, and there's always a female there. She's her body language is almost childlike. Kids jump around and she'll hide behind a wall and push lights on it. That's the trippy side of it. But I'm telling you right now, there's something really real about that. I truly believe that the government knows about this since the 60s. They did a bunch of experiments. And they let the acid out on the streets because that's shit you give to kids. I mean, you can trip 10 hits, but ain't nothing like DMT. And I truly believe that they know about that. And if they don't, then they're really stupid, because I figured it out and I'm just a normal person with a low IQ.
But what he's trying to say is there's a veil.
Yes.
And there's another side. And on that other side, when you take this drug, you see that shit.
Yes.
There's one other. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
This is where I'm sort of saying is this. Maybe it's not so much the physical optic nerve in the retina so much as it is that it opens a part of the brain that lets you interpret.
No, that's what I'm saying. You would have to take dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah, see, I don't know what I'm saying.
I think it's a shortcut. What I mean by that is that, have you heard about the alien contact shit? Where they meditate and the aliens come over because they're dimensional. They're not what you think, they're interdimensional.
All of their technologies are wired into consciousness and thought. Consciousness is a cosmic internet, and that's what we're doing. first the expansion of consciousness in meditation. You can then see them, and then you can communicate with them. I had one fully materialized flesh and blood who have appeared and then vanished. And I see this being come in.
So they're like almost entities, ghosts.
Yeah, but
that
that's
come
never
through,
happened
but
to me,
with
so I
this
can't
wall
even comment.
breakdown, I think.
I'm telling you right now.
That's my theory, anyway.
When I saw that thing spinning, I knew what I was seeing was a projection or a loading, like digital.
So it's not real. That you're in.
It was absolutely real.
Does it seem like maybe a simulation that you were in?
No, this
Are you saying it's the Matrix?
I've seen the Emerald City, a major metropolitan with skyscrapers, green. I'm not
Real as
gonna-
day.
Whoa. It's like scientists. I mean, they study the sun.
It's too
They
bad.
study the sun, but it's so bright you can't get close to it. There's nothing you can do.
I'm too
because
interested. I want to try it.
There's so much energy. There's so much.
Unfortunately,
But I have
it's
the-
highly illegal.
But
and
I
you get
have
a
the
prison
result for it. Why don't they just go at night?
I'm telling you right now, there's something really real about
The
it.
sun is so bright, why can't we just go at night?
No, but do you understand what I'm saying, Patrick?
They
about
want to
the
study
fact
it.
that
Just go at night.
You're
Oh,
convinced now.
God.
You've done it. I have.
All right.
Hold on, let me hear him.
Reacts on the eyeball and the eye retina and all that. Maybe it's the brain. Remember, the optic nerve goes to the goes to the area of the brain where it interprets the images. Maybe that is what's being affected.
No,
in
and
a
I'll tell you why.
different way.
Because I don't know, or don't
Instead
even,
of the physical
I don't
anatomy
even
of the
care anything about pyramids and Egyptian and all that, and all that is there. I
Do you
actually,
understand what I'm saying? Like,
I heard
you would have to experience dimethyltryptamine in order to have an opinion about it. When I came out of my first trip, the one most real thing is I realized that I have good character. And society had always let me believe that there was something wrong with me. But when I came out of it, I realized that there's nothing wrong with me. I really have got, I'm not an evil, and that was the first step.
That's a beneficial.
We know that, despite what Scott says about
You
it.
don't,
I'm a good judge of.
Hey, you don't. When you take dimethyltryptamine, you realize you've never even been high. You've never even been drunk. You've never been any. It peels. It's unbelievable. You could handle it. Anybody.
I don't know. I get a little weird if I'm not in control.
I've seen some people take one hit and they get scared. You have to be brave, and you have to hit it.
And I think
you
I'm
have
brave,
to hit
but
that
I don't know.
motherfucker and just think, because it's never killed anybody. It doesn't do
Oh, that's a
anything
good
wrong
sign.
to you. But
What about? I've actually watched a few videos on it.
Yeah.
And it says that when these people that have had near-death experiences, the brain produces when it dies.
Supposedly,
produces
at the time of your birth, your blood is full of DMT. When you dream, your brain produces small amounts of it, and when you die, that's why they call it the spirit molecule. Because when you die, they think it's a cross. I'm telling you, there's something really
There's
special,
something very special
about
this.
But
It
it's
holds
one-
the key
It's
to what
one of those
consciousness-
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know the government
Really
knows
is.
about it. They definitely know. There's no way that
Well,
scientists.
they're not going to let the world know about this. It would be the scourge of men. Drugs. Well, the worst
think
thing
about
anyone
aliens.
does.
They don't want you to know they're real
They
because
want
it
you
would
to know they're real.
ruin
That's
everything.
All right.
I believe
Mike,
there's
Mike.
Yeah, ready?
I got one more. I mean, if the
One more joke?
sun is so bright, why is it space is dark?
Light needs something to reflect off of.
Well,
All right, let's wrap it up. I'm
there's
tired.
actually nothing. There
Has
is
to
no
reflect
such
off it.
thing as
Has to re-
darkness.
it has
There
to
is no
reflect.
such thing as darkness. What there is a
No, but
lack of
actually-
light. In reality, there's no such thing as darkness.
it actually-
there's no such thing as cold.
But
There's
darkness
a
and
lack
light
of
have to
heat.
coexist.
Actually touches on what you were saying.
profound.
Is because light has to reflect off of something.
I'm
Like
telling
you're
you
saying,
that eyeballs
black
are many
hole.
black holes into the other
Right.
dimension. I'm telling you that right now. You don't have to believe me, but that's the way it is.
If there's nothing,
I believe you. I just wanted to.
nothing to reflect off of, it's a blood.
I like that theory. Anyway, let's wrap it up
Yeah, wrap it up.
because I gotta go.
Wrap it up.
Bye-bye.
All right, thank you, Pat, for that interesting insight into.
That was for Joe Rogan and the
dimension.
people with money to test it. I go ahead and
Yeah, Joe,
I
hook us up. Maybe you
sacrificed
know
one of my eyeballs. I'm so sure that my theory is correct. You can put fiber optics into my optic nerve, and I'm not worried about it.
Well, maybe you won't have to sacrifice the eye. There's all kinds of.
I don't think it would ruin it. I think that it would project it in and change the world.
It might
But
turn
whatever.
you into a board.
I like that theory, but I don't follow
It can turn you into a board. You'll
Hey.
have a circuit on the side.
It doesn't matter what you
Although I
think.
saw something the other day where some guy was inside a computer and they would ask him,
What's the largest city in Bulgaria, and what is the population?
The screen shows how long it takes the computer to read the words that he's saying to himself.
Sofia, 1.21 million.
That is correct. You just Googled that.
I did.
He just had.
Well,
Interface with the human brain.
yeah, I said too much, so that's it. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Well, goodbye, everybody.
And thank you, Patrick, very much for your knowledge and your sharing. Very cool. Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
And if you could get any DMT, call me up. I'll buy it from you.
I would never.